We are here today with Philippe Marcotte, CEO, owner, developer of Panoramic and Perspective, and whatever else the Mercedes one's going to be in the future.
That sounds official.
Yeah, it does. Just a few questions. We've had a wonderful gathering, 4 days instead of 3, and it was absolutely fantastic. We're in a beautiful Fairmont Hot Springs, British Columbia. Everybody got to go make use of the hot springs and really enjoyed it. So I guess the first question I wanted to ask you about was the fact that you have made what I'm sure anybody who's moved their house knows that moving is not fun and it's not easy, and you've made, I'm sure, a very difficult move to the new building. You are completely out of the old Chambly building and into the new one. We saw a beautiful video, which is, you've got to be so proud. Anybody who's built a house understands some of the things you shared with us about the building surprises. And how is it going now that you're there? I know you're not all completely in, but
Yeah, we still have a lot of work to do to just get our normal pace, and I mean, just everybody getting used to the building is everything is weird, you know. Just finding the bathroom, finding the way through this new maze is taking you know, everybody is doing their best, but it's going to take a few more weeks, I think, before we get just our normal pace, and then hopefully we'll be able to increase the beat. But I think you're right. I think it's, you know, it was kind of it's a big project, and although today I'm smiling and happy, you know, that we did the move, it was a very difficult year to plan everything and to just track every little aspect of the project, because of course I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so of course I want everything to be right, but we had an amazing teams. The same thing goes for Panoramic, but the same thing happened with the building, where we had a great architect and lots of partners, you know, so everybody is very proud, I think, of the result, and I look forward to doing an interview there, and then
yes,
you can see the result. Pretty nice.
Is that new facility, is it open for people to come visit? Maybe not right this moment, but in the future. And the video that you guys made, is that posted on, for those of people who couldn't be here with us, can they watch the video that you shared with us?
Yeah, I think what I will either post that video, or we will do maybe a little bit of a longer version, because I think the whole thing is much longer than that, but I think we'll find a way to show people how it looks like. Eventually we'll probably do a full walkthrough of the factory, but yes, people can come over and visit. We still prefer that people book an appointment, because, you know, we have a showroom. It's going to be completed by the end of June 2026, but we still, even if there is a showroom, we still prefer that you book an appointment, especially if you come from the US or from other provinces, because we want to have someone there to be able to answer any question you might have. And sometimes there are lots of visitors at the same time, and then if we don't have anybody to be beside you, you will probably not enjoy the experience as much. So if you book an appointment, we'll be happy to give you a tour of the place and show you the different models. So, okay. But it's open. It's already, I mean, we're all there, so people can book right away and come visit us.
So how have you handled integrating the Ford Transit Perspective on the line along with the Panoramic and everything?
Well, that is a challenge. That is a real challenge, because as you might know, instead of running different product line, we're running one production line, and we mix both product and eventually additional product on the same line. So it requires us to balance every station differently depending on what the product is running on the line. So and it takes some time to really adjust for the people to adjust, for the different tasks to be spread equally between the different stations. So and we're still doing that, because the transit, even if it's The first Transit came out of production 2 years ago already. It was
Wow.
presented a year ago more officially, and mass production started earlier, well, or late 2025. But there's still, we're still learning, the team is still learning. I mean, until we produce a few hundred of those, it's going to be, for us, we still consider this is like learning on how to make sure everything is right, or how can we still improve the product, but mostly the assembly process. So
Okay.
there's still a lot to do, and it's definitely one of the toughest challenge, because we have a different style of production line.
Is there anything you want to share with people about the potential sprinter?
Well, what I think that it's for me. Sometimes certain manufacturers are pushing on a specific chassis because that's the only thing they build, or they have a preference. Personally, I've built all the different chassis, including the Sprinter, hundreds of them in my past career. So I don't have a preference.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
find these are three good van. They perform well. They all have pros and cons. And although some people have a strong preference on one of them, I like the three. We we definitely are looking forward. I mean, for us, the ProMaster was the first important for us, because we really have that European style, and this is definitely the most common platform. It has the biggest share of the market in Europe, so
Mm.
we went with that. But at the same time, we wanted to adapt to the Ford Transit. A lot of demand for that, so we did that. And of course, lots of people also would like to have a Sprinter. So we've received our first chassis, and we are actively working on it. I don't want to put any dates, because
Hmm.
again, I'm a perfectionist, so I don't want to come out with something that is unfinished, or I just want to
Not well
make sure.
thought out.
Yes,
You,
so
you guys overthink everything,
yeah, so
which is good.
and the concept, the base concept is already there. We know very well what we're going to do, but there's still, there's a few new technologies that we'd like to bring. So we still are testing these things and making sure it will integrate correctly on the Sprinter. But we definitely hope that, let's say, within a year, we'll be able to show it in some of the RV show, or so hopefully it's coming pretty soon.
Okay. And how is there anything new going on in Simi Valley, California? How is that facility going?
Same thing. I think that well, the team there is doing well in terms of, I think the main question is always, people are concerned about quality. I think, is it the
Oh,
same thing? Is it the same? And I can assure you that the quality level of what we produce in Simi Valley is the same as what we do in Canada. And I think it goes a lot with the training we do, cross training of people in Simi coming, the factory in Chambly, and people in Chambly visiting also in Simi Valley, and doing quality control and making sure that that everything is the same. And I think that if you would ask some of our inspectors what they think, the answer is very simple. They will tell you that this is the same quality product. We've been delivering a lot of RVs from Simi Valley the last couple of weeks, so I've been traveling quite a bit to meet new owners at the Simi factory. So right now the inventory on that side is getting pretty low, so
oh,
they're
okay.
gonna have more work on their side.
So, one of the things that we've noticed when we go and do a little bit of research, there've been large swings in like RV demand in the last like few years. Um, Up a lot during COVID, like when we ordered our panel, and then dropping a few years later. And we heard recently that year over year, Class A and Class C sales are down big time, but Class B sales are up around 5%. What are your thoughts about the current RV market? Do you,
It's a very good question. I think that I too watched the number, and I think that you know, s- I, sometimes it's hard, because sometimes the number reflect you. it reflects what was built versus what was sold, and sometimes the opposite. So I would say that in general, I think that the last 2 3 years were very slow on the market, and I'm just putting everything in one basket. Class A,
Right.
Class C, Class B. I think that the market was very slow. I think it's still very slow and might stay very slow for maybe a little bit more time. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years. I don't really know, and I don't want to make any forecast, but still, I think that there's always for us, there's always a market or a potential growth for a quality product, because this is really what the market is lacking, is something of a high quality.
Right.
So even if the numbers are not that good, or even if they are improving at one point, hopefully it brings something back to us, and we were really working hard on making us more known, because this is our biggest challenge. We're still, sometimes people say, a boutique RV store, although we've grown to a large manufacturer. We're still not doing a lot of marketing campaigns, so people, hear about us from mouth to mouth from other owners. I think I should have said mouth to ear, right? So,
Word of mouth.
yeah, word of mouth. Okay, that's a better translation. So I think that this is something we're trying, to to improve, to so that people know we exist and that they know how high of a quality we produce. But still, I think you're right. I think that generally the numbers are slightly better, and I think that one aspect also for that pushes the Class B forward is, I mean, it's an appealing way of traveling.
So easy.
But I think that the cost of fuel is also, it also impact more on the Class A and Class C, where in the Class B, I mean, there is no way of traveling with a better fuel efficiency, and that happened also. We had a peak of cost of fuel during the pandemic, and that also impacted. So I can see when the fuel cost is high, people start to think, oh, yeah, how much money I'm going to put to travel cross country all summer. Versus even towing a vehicle. Sometimes towing a trailer can be more fuel costly than
Definitely.
running on a Class B.
So when we ordered our piano, I think it was October of 20, I think,
Yeah.
and we got it in September of 22. Obviously, because of COVID and supply chain issues and things like that. I know you have pianos that are available right now at Woody's, and I know you have them at, I always get it,
National Indoor RV Center.
there you go,
Yeah.
at that place. But if somebody wanted to special order one with exactly the right color and things like that, how long would the wait time be about now for a special order?
It goes pretty fast. I think that in the Panoramic side, we definitely have some classics, some G in stock. The GL might take a little bit more time, but we're talking a couple of weeks or maximum a few months. And same thing goes with custom order. On every Panoramic model, the Classic, the G or the GL, we're only talking about a couple of weeks to get it to you. On the Perspective, on the Ford Transit chassis, it's a different story. We're looking more at a 6 months window to get one. So
Still very reasonable. I mean,
absolutely.
6 months is not an unreasonable amount of time to wait for your baby.
And especially when you know that most people buying a Class B spend 2 years,
Right.
searching and comparing
Researching.
and verifying. So the buying process is quite long. So sometimes another 6 months to have that better product, better quality, it worth the wait. But still, you have to plan to do that. And we were, unfortunately, in the U.S., the Perspective is not visible at any dealers, because our efforts are really put, like we did in the early days of the Panoramic. We're focusing on the customer who already placed orders. So they're our main focus. Once we fulfill each orders for these people, then we'll try to make this available through dealers. So.
Okay. So pretty much the last question. One of the things that we really enjoy, not only meeting everybody and talking to everybody, but sharing like the best things that we purchased, things to, where we wasted our money on things for the van and everything. But one of the things that came up that was really great here is the discussion of routine maintenance, because I am very comfortable and understand routine maintenance on the actual vehicle. But I never thought about routine maintenance on the house, right? And so you brought up about that you should like cycle the air conditioner like on a monthly basis just to make sure things are going good. Same thing with refrigerator, even if you're like not parked right by your house, turn it on, cycle the refrigerator. And for us personally, with the water pump problem that we had, it wasn't a pump problem at all. It
A
was a
filter, right?
filter, which I didn't even know that there was a filter in
And
there,
I
and it was
didn't,
completely clogged.
and I didn't think about it either.
Yeah. So, is there anything else besides those three things that you think would be a good thing for newbies like us? I hate calling myself a newbie now because we've been doing this 3 or 4 years, but it's our first any kind of camping type of adventure kind of a thing. And is there anything else that we should know about like routine maintenance on the house side?
I think that you already mentioned it, like the most important things. I think that running the appliance once in a while is just a good practice, whether it's for the AC, the fridge,
What about the water heater or the air,
the
air and water heater kind of a thing?
definitely the same thing. And
Okay.
I think that sometimes, it's just making sure that everything runs fine and not wait until the last minute when you decide you're going on a trip for 2 weeks or for a month to try these things. And sometimes also it's nice to try the electric mode versus the gas mode, and see if everything works. Checking also the propane system. If you have a propane system, is it still flowing to the heater and water heater? Is it still flowing to the stove if you have a propane stove? So just testing everything the same way we do when we produce a new RV. We're testing all the system, checking the blinds, checking the max fan. Some parts, I mean, it's minimal, but some parts required a little bit of
Lubrication?
lubrication. So, like for example, the step or
Uh,
the external waste gate for the gray water or black
yes.
water tank.
Yes. Those
So
can get sticky and
also,
difficult sometimes.
and also maybe a little bit of cleaning like the solar panel. I mean, once a year or in the beginning of the summer, especially for those who are parking under trees, it's nice to get up there to clean that so you get maximum capacity from the solar panel. So I think that, when you get around all these things, you're pretty much in business. And again, testing water, also applying water pressure, filling the tank, using the shower at least, setting the temperature and checking that everything is correctly functioning, and not waiting at the last minute will probably, make sure that
Right.
everything is working fine. So.
And as a personal note, if you ever do have a problem with your van in any way, shape, or form, contact Panoramic first. They're very good about guiding you through, helping you check things to see what can be wrong or what can be fixed by you easily. And if it does need to go in for service, keeping you guys in the loop is very important. We found that we've had absolutely fantastic experiences, and you have facilitated dealing with the whoever we needed to talk to, and we really appreciate that. Just that total family feel that you get, that uh, you you bought something and you've got our back kind of a feeling, where we're not okay, you got our money out of us and now you're on your own, good luck, people,
Running
like
away.
buying a Winnebago or something like that, which we almost did before we found the piano. But again, thank you to you, to your team, for all the planning of this weekend. I highly recommend it to anybody who hasn't been to one. You meet so many. It's such a great family. Not only your team, but all the other panel people. It doesn't matter if they're from any of the provinces in Canada or if they're from the United States. Everybody gets along so well, and there's so much fun that we have with each other. And I've met so many great people, and thank you.
No, thank you for coming here at the gathering. I mean, it's nice to see you. I think is it your second gathering or the
Third,
third? Oh yeah,
we were in St. Catharines, and then California, and
California
then here.
and here, so
We
third,
missed
yeah.
the Virginia one in the wine, or in, that
Yeah.
one I hear was great too, but
Absolutely.
we
Well,
missed it.
they're all different, but
Yeah.
no, it's been a great event, and we've seen also some new owner, fresh owner
Yes.
that they just took delivery and they
And
spent their first weekend with us. So what a great way to start! But
yes,
it's nice also for me to see like
like Gigi.
long-term owners that
Yes.
come back to the gathering, and there's a few of those where we keep seeing them, and we're just super happy to have you here again.
Yeah.
So thank you so much again.
Well, thank you. We're all set. Thanks. Hopefully, all of you can make it to one of the gatherings that are coming up, because they sometimes have smaller ones in Quebec and everything.
Yep.
Hopefully, you can make it to one. It's well worth the trip.